Hello, it's ThatOneCadDev, and welcome back to another development. In today's development, we will be doing BCSO panel, or whatever the police is, like SHP, San Andreas Highway Patrol, Blaine County Sheriff's Office. Either one works, just for your CAD. So, we will be going over in this video, this will be part 1 of 2. If you remember in the last video, we done the approving and denying of users whenever they are needing approval for the CAD. We also done the account creating identifiers. We also done the clock in, so when that's pressed, it'll show a pop-up with 4 buttons, or not buttons, sorry, images, saying BCSO, whatever you want to go to, whatever division. And then we done these BCSO choose identifiers, and whenever this patrol was pressed, or continue, or next, or whatever, it would go ahead and make the current identifier the drop-down's value, and it would go to the page BCSO. If you haven't already, go ahead and make that page appear in the top left at that drop down. You'll click that and go to add a new page. It'll be BCSO or police or whatever, and then you'll press create. I've already got one, so if you don't remember any of that, you can go back in my my previous video. It'll be on home plus identifiers and more. Admin panel, stuff like that will be done in a different video. In today's video, or on part 1 on BCSO, we will be doing the name search, plate search, and possibly something else. It just depends how much time by the time we get there. So, you can go ahead and customize BCSO any way you like it. Just one thing you are going to need. Let me go ahead, I haven't worked on this in a while, so I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go to my home page. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these buttons, just so they're matching. So, now that I got a button here, I'm going to go ahead. For today's video, I'll go ahead and get all the buttons set out so you know what you need, what buttons, and why and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and move this up. This is for my layout. You can do yours completely different. So we'll need name search or name database, either one. Okay, for some reason it is running extremely slow today. I don't know why, but we'll have to work with it. Go ahead and do that. Boom. You need name search. You also need plate search. You can make yours clean as you want, as good looking as you want. This is just for video's sake. I'm just going to make it basic-ish. Not really that basic. So that's plate search and name search. You will also need... a reports button to write your tickets and stuff. So let me go ahead and get this down. You will need a reports button. And I'm going to make this a bit smaller. And then after you got the reports button, you can do active units, active calls, anything like that. So active units, active calls, anything you want you can add. I'm only going to do active units because active calls I will do inside of the dispatch panel, so you'll just be able to copy that off the dispatch panel and place it here in the future if you would like. So that's active units, reports, plate search, name search. That's really all you need for a basic CAD. You can go on, but that's all I'm gonna do. And we will need one more button, which will be create bolo. And if you would like, you can do active bolos. That's completely your choice. My active bolos is going to be in the middle here. You'll see why here in a second. So mine is going to say, create bolo. Create bolo. And last but not least, you need a home button. So I'm just going to copy and paste reports. Computer is running very slow tonight. Sorry about that. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do... Now this button is the one button you can actually do without having to have anything. You can just press start/edit workflow on your home button. And I'm going to go ahead and remove all this here in a second. then you can do navigation, go to page, and then you can do go to page home because that's where you want to go. Also, even before this, you can do this, you can do that, and then you can do data things, make changes to thing, current user, things to change, or then you want to press that and it'll be, okay, so it looks like we don't have the field, so we're going to press create a new field. Field name is going to be 1042 off duty, current status, whatever you want to have. I do 1042, or you'll need 1042 and current status, so do 1042 or off duty, either one. It'll be a yes or no and then press create. So they're 1042. You also want to press change another field, and it'll be there, and you want to press this because we don't have it either, and this will say current status, current tour, or whatever, and all this will be, it'll be a text, so you want to go ahead and press create on that as well. And you'll have these two things here. 1042 you want as yes, current status will equal 1042 10.7, and that can be completely custom. You can just put 10.7, you can put 1042, whatever you want to do. The reason you have an issue here is because it says go to page home, whatever this is, must be the last action. Because if you go to page home, it can't do this because you've already went to a different page. So you're just gonna grab this and you're gonna put it right behind home. And what that's just gonna do, it'll fix that issue. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this so I can show you it yourself real quick. So go ahead, go over here. Go over here. And you can do general, do every 5 seconds, this will show up. You can make it 1 second, 0 seconds, or whatever, and then you can do navigation, go to page, let that load, and it'll say destination. I'm going to say approval. I only want them to go to approval if current user's approval, so approved is no. So if they are not approved, it'll go to page approval. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that for banned, so if they're banned, then they will go to the banned page. So I want you to go to banned only when current user's banned is equal to yes, so banned is yes. Now this is one thing that people sometimes mess up on. I want you to do navigation, go to page, and this will say home. Navigation, go to page home only when current user is BCSO. So is BCSO is no. So if they are not a BCSO officer, then I want you to go to page home. You can also do that when page is loaded. Same thing, click there, general, page is loaded. Do when condition is true. I'll get into that into a later video when we're done with the CAD. So now you got home fixed, you got if they're not approved, if they're banned, whatever, okay? Now we're going to continue with buttons. We're just going to do this small button here, like home. We're just going to Control-C, Control-V. That'll create another button. I'm going to go ahead and line this button up with name search here, just like that. Sorry if your Discord going off. Control is my toggle mute, so it'll go off. So now what this is going to be, this is going to be your 10 code status, or like I said, to make that that field current status, this will be 10.8. Now you can customize these, you can have as many, you can have as little as you want, but I'm just going to do the ones that are required really. You're going to have 10.8, we're going to place that there. This will be 10.6, so 10.6. Then I think there was another one here, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my buttons down, and then I'll be right back for you guys to copy them. Alright, so you see some changes. We have 10.8, 10.6, 10.7, 10.15, 10.23, 10.97, 10.42. All those buttons are kind of required. You don't have to have 10.15, 10.23, and 10.97, but you do need 10.42, 10.6, 10.7, and 10.8. All of those are required. You can go ahead, pause the video, get those down. Also, this up here is just a group. If you go over here, you can just do a group, and then you can size it up as big as you want, as small as you want, or you don't even want it. And then you can just change the properties here on the side: background, style, color, all that stuff. And then I done the BCSO badge with Blaine County Sheriff's Office, just a normal text and image. This right here is the user's identifier, so it's welcoming the officer with their identifier, not their name. All you'll do is welcome space, and then you'll insert dynamic data, current users, current identifiers, current identifier, or current users, current identifier, identifier. And last but not least, we have this, which is just a logout button. You'll need to, for that right there, that specific one, you'll need to go to plugins. And if you've been following along, you'll already have it as Ionic Elements. Go up here, search Ionic Elements. And then you can go to design. You can get all your elements here, and it'll be right there, Ionic icon. You'll place it on the page and search up log out. I'm gonna go ahead and actually make it white so it matches with everything. Go ahead and do that real quick. Hold on, give it 1 second to load all of it, and then I'm gonna make it white. And the workflows for logging out, you'll press start/edit workflow, and the workflow for this will be, oh, I accidentally pressed that, I'm sorry guys. Ionic login. The workflow with that will be data things, make changes to things. Give it a minute. Current user, and you'll want 2 fields. You'll do 1042, and just like before, you'll do your current status. Your current status is going to equal 1042.10.7, and your 1042 is going to equal yes. The reason we do 1042 is for a dispatch later in the future, whenever we do that video. It is required if you want to do dispatch. And then last but not least, you want to do navigation, go to page, and then you just want to go to page index, which is your login/sign up page. So that's all logout is. If you just type log, you can find that. Okay, so now we're on to 10.8, 10.6, 10.7, 10.15, 10.23, 10.97, and 10.42. This is a bit harder, not really that hard. If you do it my way, it's easy to follow along with. So, first thing you want to do is on 10.8 here, go ahead, double click it to show its properties. It's just going to be that black bar that shows up right here. Now, I like to do conditional. So if the current user is, let's say, 1042 or off duty, then that means that 10.8 will not be available until they press 10.7. So you'll see what I mean. So you'll go to conditional. You'll do define another condition. This is going to say when current users current status is, you can do is or contains, either one, they're basically the same. So when current user's current status is 1042, so if, or let me do 1042 10.7 really, because that's what I do, 1042 10.7, so like that. Or you could do when current users 1042 is yes, then that too. They're basically the same. Then you could do text, let me find it here, not font color, it'll be background color is what you're looking for. Background color. And I like to change mine to just a light gray. So let me go ahead and do that. Just a light, darker gray, like that. So that's basically just saying if they're 1042, then make it gray. Okay, there will be one more conditional. The second conditional for 10.8 will be, if it'll ever let me do it, or it'll be changing something different. Alright, and then you'll go to your conditionals here, and it'll be select a property to change when true. So whenever their current user status is 1042 10.7, you want to make this element right here. This element isn't clickable. So if they are 1042 10.7, I do not want them to be able to click that. So whenever they're not 1042 10.7, it'll be clickable and the background color will go back to normal. So now that you got that done, you're going to go to 10.7 here. There will be no conditionals for 10.7 at all. For 10.15, 10.23, 10.97, the only conditional you want to have is that top. So I've already gone away with the conditionals for 1042, 1097, 1023, 1015, and 106. I will let you guys see those, all that. So for 1042, you want when current users 1042 is no. So if they are not 1042, so if they are on duty, then this element cannot be clicked and it will go ahead and change the color. And this actually needs to be background color, so I'm going to go ahead and change that after. So do background color, not font, background. Do background for both of these. So basically if they are on duty, then the background color will change to like a grayish, like the background here, and it will not be clickable. And if they are 10.7, so like up here, so if their current status is 10.7, then it will be clickable and the background color will go back to this blue. So you can go ahead and pause the video here. I'll give you time to do that. Okay, now that you've paused the video, if you did, I'm going to move on to 1097, 1023, 1015, 106, and stuff like that. So, 1097. So, if the current user is 1042, so if they are off duty, then I want you to change the background color to a lighter gray, and it should not be clickable. If they are 10.7, same thing happens. So if they are 1042, background color and it isn't clickable. If their current status is 10.7, background color and it isn't clickable. And then whenever they're 10.8, it'll go back to the normal blue. So if they're on duty, it'll go to the normal blue. And I'll let you get you time to pause this one. Okay, if you did pause it, then there you go. Same thing goes for 1023, 1015, and 10.6. Those are all the same all the way through. Background color isn't clickable. Background color isn't clickable. Same thing. Current status 10.7, current user 1042 is yes. It's the same thing for 10.6, 1015, 1023, 1097. And for the button 10.7, it actually has no conditionals at all. You'll see why here in a second. Now, let's go ahead and do the 10.8 button. We're just going to go down the list. So, whenever 10.8 is pressed, so start/edit workflow. What you want to do when button 10.8 is pressed, you want to, let it load here, data things, make changes to thing, current user, current status is equal to 10.8, or not 10.9, 10.8. And that's all you do. You're probably thinking, well, why don't you put 1042 as no? We'll do that at 10.7, and I'll show you why here in a second. Okay, so for 10.6, it'll be the same thing as 10.8. You're just going to make changes. You're going to do data things, make changes to thing, current user, current status is equal to 10.6, just like I'm doing on screen now. So the field will be current status is equal to 10.6. I'll let you get that down. Okay, so now let's go ahead and check our data types here. Now, if I go to, this is all in previous videos. If I go to user and I look here, do I have a current call? I do not. Do I have a call? I do not. I have a 911 call, but I don't have a call. So let's go ahead and make that. Down here, you'll do new type. This will say call. This will be for dispatch as well. Create a new field. Field name that will say description. I'm just going to do desk. And it'll be a text. You'll also do, the field name will be location or whatever you want to add there. And this will be a text. Then you also want to do, if you do it, I do it, I'm going to do 10 code. So basically this is like 1010, 1064, 1063, 1050, 1080, whatever, you know. You will be able to edit these calls and everything else. So this is 10 code, description, location, all that stuff. 10 code, description, location, I think that's all we need. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, call type. So we'll do call type, and then this will also be a text like always. Now under the user data type, you want to add a new one. This is going to be called current call. Field type, it'll just be a call. So right here, and then boom, that's your current call. You also want another field. This will be attached. Sorry, I spelled that wrong. Attached, and this will be a yes or no. Then boom, that is your current call, and you're attaching an officer. So over here on design, let's go ahead and do 10.7 real quick before we get down to these 10.52, 10.15, 10.23 and stuff. So let's go ahead and do 10.7. Now that you're on 10.7, when button 10.7 is clicked, go ahead and do data things, make changes to thing. This will be current user. Then you'll do 2 fields here, and this will be let's see here, let me find it here, current status and 1042. Current status and 1042. We want their 1042 to equal no, which means, hey, they're on duty, they're doing well. And we want their current status to equal 10.7. Now that you have both of those done, that is 10.7 added to the blue. We're done with it. Now, 10.15, 10.23, and 10.97 are a bit more interesting. We're going to have to deal with more conditionals here. So, go ahead and go back to your conditionals with the 2 you already have. You're going to go down here and you're going to press define, another condition. Now with that added, you want to do when current users current call. So let's say description. So let's say when current users current calls description, let's say is empty. So if their current user's current call description is empty, then what we want to do is we want to make the background color here, the background color, that lighter gray. And sorry if you can't see it too well. So I'm just going to do 525252. Oops, sorry. 525252, which is our gray. So basically what that's saying, if current user's current call description is not empty and it's actually valid, then it'll be blue. But if it is empty, then it'll be gray. So basically if they aren't on a call and it's empty, it'll be gray. Now go back to appearance, and here you will find the start/edit workflow button. Go ahead and click that. This will be for 10.15, remember that. Okie dokie, you'll do quick here to add a new action, data thing, make changes to thing. It'll be current user. Come on, give it time. Current users, and you want one field here. It'll be current users current status equals 10.15. 10.15. And this will also only happen when current users current call. So current users current call's description isn't empty or is not empty. So if they are on a call and their description isn't empty, then it'll change their status to 10.15. Other than that, it won't happen. So back to design here. I actually forgot something on 10.15. Go ahead back to your conditionals for the button 10.15. Go ahead click those. And on the one you just made, whenever the description is empty, I want you to select a property or to change when true. It'll be this element isn't clickable. So it'll just make it non-clickable. Now I want you to go ahead, now that you have this, I want you to go ahead, right click and press copy. Then go to 1023 and just paste it. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing for 1023. It's just the same thing for all 3 of those buttons. I'll do it for 1023 here, so start/edit workflow. Give it time, give it time. And then we will do data things, make changes to thing, current users. That took longer to load. Current users, current status is equal to 1023. Only when current users current calls description is not empty. So that's it. And then you're gonna go ahead and do the same thing for 1097. I'm gonna do that real quick. It'll be 20 seconds for me and like 1 second or half a second for you all. Now I've done that for 1097, just the same thing as the other two. So now that you have done that and you've got all your conditionals and everything set up for 1015, 1023, 1097, all that's done out of the water, gone. Last but not least, we're going to do 1042. There will actually be 3 parts to this. I didn't realize how long this would take just to get this. 1042, the conditionals stay the same. You're going to do start/edit workflow. And then, so whenever 1042, let this load here. Whenever 1042 is pressed, same thing, data thing, like changes to thing, current user. But this time we're going to have 2 fields to change. It'll be 1042 and current status, just like we did on 1007. So 1042 and current status. So your current status is going to equal 1042, 1007. If you've done the comma, don't forget it. And 1042 is equal to, yes, that is 1042 done. Let's go ahead and let me get something on the page here to help us test this. What you'll need on the page is the user's current status, so they know, hey, am I 10.8? Hey, am I 10.15? What am I? So I'm going to go ahead and add that for them. And I'm going to add it kind of in the center here. I'm going to go ahead and center it. There we go, and this will say current status or toward, either one. And this will be current status is current user's current status. And boom, you're done. So now go ahead and change the properties, and then we'll go ahead and test all these buttons. Just give it time here. I'm trying my best to get this done so we can go ahead and get this tested and get this video done with, and you guys will almost be done with BCSO. So there we go. Now you're going to press up here to the top right. We're going to press preview. Now we're going to let that load. Now that that has loaded, you can automatically see that you cannot press 1015, 1023, or 1097. That is because ain't not on approval. If you get stuck on approval, it's because you did not sign in yet. You must sign in order. Yeah, see, you must sign in. So let me go ahead and get signed in. I'll be right back. Okay, so now that you have logged in, and I don't have an identifier or whatever. I don't have an identifier or whatever, but that'll be fine. And it updated for some reason. Let me go ahead and do this. If that shows up, just go ahead and update it. No big deal. It's just going to redo it. Just going to refresh it. Now, whenever 10.8 is pressed, my current status is 10.8. Whenever 10.6 is pressed, it'll change it. Whenever 10.7 is pressed, you see that this button goes dark. I cannot press it. I can press 10.8 and 10.42. The reason it's black is because my workflows were wrong for it. Or my conditional, sorry. So whenever I'm 10.42, I cannot press any of these buttons. And I know it looks weird right now. That's because I don't have my conditional set up right and stuff like that. So yours will look normal. So current status is 10.42, 10.7. Now if I click 10.7, I can click 10.8. I cannot click 10.42 while I'm 10.8. Whenever I press 10.7, I can click 10.42. Can't press 10.6. Whenever I click 10.7, I can click 10.8. So it's all working. I can't click any of these because my current call isn't set up. We'll get that in the next video. This was part 1. We will have active units, creating bolos in the next one. Then after that, we will do name search, plate search in the 3rd part, and I guess we'll have a 4th part, which will be tickets and stuff. So I am ThatOneCadDev, and I hope this helped. If you have any questions, we have a Discord server in the description. Don't mind joining it. I will see you in the next part of BCSO.